Severin, thank you for being with us again. Why don't you tell us what's happened
Pleasure.
over the last week since you started rolling those tests out?
Yeah, as you know, we have been the first company to provide a reliable coronavirus test, which was approved actually 9 days ago in record time. And as committed, we have now provided 400,000 test kits over the last week.
What does that mean? I still hear stories anecdotally all over the place about patients who can't get their test results back or can't get tests, doctors who are having issues trying to move people to the front of the line. Are they using different tests, or is there something that still needs to be done in order to make these test results come back in?
For the time being, demand continues to be much higher than supply. The good news is that, in addition, over the last week, also other companies have received approval for their respective tests. So we are glad that overall capacities are increasing. But reality is that broad-based testing is not yet possible. It's really of utmost importance to prioritize testing, to focus testing where we can get the highest impact for patients and the healthcare system. So that means we need to prioritize on high-risk patients and patients with signs and symptoms of the disease.
Where are your tests being sent, the 400,000?
They are sent across the entire country. We have labs in all states. There are also national labs with well-established distribution channels. Really, it's not about the distribution network as such. It is really about the capacity of tests and lab resources, which currently limits testing.
For your test, though, how quickly does someone get back the results?
The test as such delivers results in 3.5 hours. However, you have, of course, to take a swab beforehand. You have to send the sample to the lab where it has to be processed, and then it still takes some time until the patient gets the test result. But typically, it should be possible to deliver the result within 24 hours.
And Severin, you mentioned that right now it's most important that we are getting these tests to the people who are at highest risk, the patients who are at highest risk and who are in most dire straits. But I've also heard the theory put out that we need to be doing broad-based testing to even people who are asymptomatic, that's the only way you get a real read of how infected a population is and how this thing is spreading.
No doubt, ideally, we would have broader testing, but at the moment, capacities are limited, and that's why we have to prioritize the testing to the high-risk patients and those with signs and symptoms.
How long do you think before we get to that point where we can be testing everyone in the United States?
I think this is still a couple of weeks, if not months out, and the reason is very simple. On the one hand, the industry is increasing capacities, but at the same time, of course, as we are all aware, infection rates are even increasing faster. So at this stage, it's of utmost importance to prioritize testing and, of course, in more general terms, to do everything to flatten the curve. That is, to reduce the number of new infections so that healthcare systems are not overwhelmed.